Nairobi was once again the scene of chaos and heavy confrontation as thousands of young Kenyans took to the streets in what is now being referred to as the second wave of Gen Z protests. The protests, which began early in the day, quickly spread from Nairobi to other major towns across the country, with demonstrators demanding the immediate resignation or firing of Deputy Inspector General of Police, Eliud Lagat. The protest was sparked by the alleged murder of Albert Ojwang, a young man who reportedly died in police custody under suspicious circumstances. Demonstrators accused Lagat of orchestrating the brutal killing, pointing to a growing culture of police violence and lack of accountability within the system. In Nairobi, the protest escalated quickly. The city center was turned into a battlefield, with running battles between protesters and police stretching for hours. Protesters chanted slogans calling for both President William Ruto and opposition leader Raila Odinga to step down, blaming both sides for failing to protect the lives and rights of ordinary Kenyans. The crowd was dominated by young people, mostly Gen Z, who said they are tired of police brutality, political silence, and the lack of justice. Carrying placards, flags, and photos of the late Albert Ojwang, the demonstrators brought parts of the capital to a standstill. Police responded with tear gas and water cannons in an attempt to disperse the crowds. The air in several parts of the city was filled with choking gas, and many protesters were seen coughing, running for safety, or trying to protect each other. Several roads were blocked off, and transport across the city was heavily disrupted. As the day wore on, the protest became more intense. Several vehicles, including private cars and public transport minibuses, were set on fire. A thick black smoke billowed into the sky from burning tires and debris, adding to the already tense atmosphere. Some businesses were forced to shut down, while residents avoided the central business district altogether. Police were heavily deployed, with officers seen in full riot gear. Armored trucks and anti-riot vehicles patrolled major roads. Despite the heavy presence of law enforcement, protesters remained defiant and pushed forward with their demands. The protesters made it clear that this time, the focus is not just on long-standing grievances like unemployment and corruption. Their key demand is that the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Eliud Lagat, be held accountable for Albert Ojwang's death. They said this case is just one of many and are calling for deeper reforms in the police service. The political temperature has also risen sharply. There is growing pressure on President William Ruto to act, either by dismissing Lagat or launching an independent investigation into the incident. At the same time, many protesters say they have lost faith in both government and opposition, accusing the political class of being disconnected from the daily struggles of ordinary citizens. It remains unclear whether any arrests were made during the protests, though videos and images circulated online showing several demonstrators being dragged by police officers. Human rights groups have started raising concerns over the possibility of violence and the use of excessive force. By evening, the protests had calmed down slightly, but the mood in the city remained tense. Security forces maintained a strong presence and many roads remained blocked. There is fear that demonstrations could resume in the coming days, especially if no action is taken regarding the demands being made. Across social media, hashtags calling for justice for Albert Ojwang and the resignation of Eliud Lagat were trending. Messages of support poured in from Kenyans across the country and the diaspora as Gen Z continued to organize and rally online. This wave of protests have caught many political leaders off guard. The fact that both the president and opposition figureheads were the target of public anger suggests that a deeper crisis is brewing. It is no longer about politics as usual. The youth are demanding answers, accountability, and real change. As the country waits to see how the government will respond, one thing is clear: the youth have found their voice and they are not backing down anytime soon. Whether their demands will be met or ignored is a question that hangs heavily over the coming days.